Alright, welcome to part 2 of my tire cleaning series. Hopefully you've seen part 1 already. Well, there's 2 parts to it. How to clean the wheel wells, both with the tire on and the tire off. I'll be doing the same thing here. How to clean your tires, tire on and tire off. This part here is actually covering with the tire on the car, which is most people are going to do. It's the most common, right? But of course, if you want to know how to do it with the tire off and you want to see what that kind of looks like, check out the second part to that video. That's a separate video, the one right after this one here. Cleaning your tires is a pretty straightforward, easy thing to do, but I want to show you because there's a few tips to it and everything like that. So I just want to kind of show that to you guys right now, all right? So let's get right to it. So what do you need to get this done? Not too much, actually. As you can see, you just need a good cleaner. Some of them you have a separate cleaner for tires, separate cleaner for rims. Some you have an all-in-one like this here, where it does wheels and tires. You need a good tire brush. I like this one because it's curved, so it conforms to the tire pretty well, and you can get, aside from just doing the sidewall of the tire, kind of curving up a bit, so I like something like that. And for the rims, unless the rims are really bad, I use something like this. It softens the rims, so it won't scratch it or anything like that, and lifts away a lot of the dirt and everything. So as you can see, it's pretty well worn. I do use it. I do keep a few of these in because they're pretty cool. So yeah, this is all you really need to do the job. Now, I've said this already in the previous videos, but in case someone's watching this video for the first time without seeing the other ones, the reason I start off with the tires first is two main reasons. One, tires impact the road. They're the only things that touch the road. They're the ones that get the dirtiest, they get hit with the most. So if you wash your car and then you get you wash the tires and it splashes, especially if they're really dirty, you get it splash back and go onto the body of the car. As you see, I just sprayed in the wheel wells, and we'll talk about that in a second. A little bit of water got on there. So imagine you're doing the whole wheel, some of that could splash up on there onto your already clean car. The second reason for it is when you're washing down the body of the car. So let's just say you wash, I'm going to start off on the car, wash it all down, tires get all wet and everything like that. And then you go on to the tires. Well, while you're cleaning the tires and putting some focus on that, the body of the car itself begins to dry. Then you get water spots on it and anything like that. You should be doing this in a shaded area, but you know, even with that, it can still start drying off. Whereas if you do the tires first, you get that all done, you avoid the splashback and everything, and then once you go and start washing the rest of the car, the water will flow down onto the tires, keep the tires wet, because you do want to keep it wet. You don't want, especially if they're nice chrome rims like this, you don't want it to spot up on there. So the water will keep it nice and moist, and you can keep spraying it and everything like that. It's just a easier, more efficient way to get things done. Also, before you're getting started on the rims, as you saw in part 1, you clean off the wheel wells first, as you can see I've done here already. Gave it a good, I haven't detailed yet because you do that after you finish the complete wash of the car, but I have cleaned the wheel wells, so make sure you're checking that out too. So next you're going to spray it down with some water, maybe a foam cannon, pressure washer, anything like that. Of course, if you use a foam cannon, make sure you're rinsing out afterwards appropriately as well, but in this case I'm just going to use some water. So you just go and you definitely don't want to start scrubbing right away, especially on your rims, because you get the brake dust and everything on there, and if you just go straight to spraying on some cleaner and using your cloth or the scrubber tool, whatever you're using to clean it, rim tool, anything, then you could be agitating that brake dust and grime and everything into the rim, scratching it up and everything. So you always want to rinse off first. Except you're going to want to spray down with your tire and rim cleaner. I'm going to spray the entire wheel. You want to read the directions as well, because for example, like this one here, this McGuire's one, it says only leave on for about 15 seconds. Not very long at all. So some of them ask for longer, some not too long. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the entirety right now. Just going to spray and move along as I go. Don't overkill it. That may have actually even in itself been a little too much, but that's alright. We're going to leave it for a few seconds. Now you may see some of the brown that's coming out of there. Zoom in a bit. See it along here and everything. That's just the wax in the tires. They do have a wax that comes to the factory, and also as you detail them and everything, that gets built in. So that's what you're seeing kind of flow out from the cleaner. So we're going to start with the tires first, very quickly. Just going to spray. You want to keep that nice and wet. Shake it out. And we're just going to run it along here. Alright. You're going to want to get up a little bit on the tread. That's not necessary, but you know. Now you'll notice there's a part here, even if I clean here, there's a part of the tire down here missing. Get to that in a bit. We're then going to take now my little tool for the rim there. We're going to make sure it's nice and wet. I normally start with the outer rim and work around just to give myself a base and keep myself away from the tire as I clean other areas. You just go in and agitate around. Try and see if you can work in around the lug nuts. If you want to really get meticulous with it, you can definitely get a cloth and clean in there as well. And see, as you can see, that's what I like about this little brush here too. It's very easy to get into corners, everything like that. Really work everything around. And this is why it's also imperative to do this when it's cool. If it was warm today, I'm moving a little slower than you would because I'm talking about it. But if it was warm, this stuff would start drying and it leaves deep stains. Go in and rinse top down. So what about that little lip you missed right down there, right? Well, after you've done all 4 tires, so now all 4 wheel wells are done, your 4 tires are clean on the top. Now you're going to bring the car forward just a bit. The point of that is, now you see I brought it up. I brought it up just so this part of the tire, this is lower. You can see the little bit of drying point. This is the part I miss. If you bring it all the way up here, you're going to spray and get all that to come back right back down onto your tire again, right? So you're just going to spray there, don't need much. Give it just a few seconds to work in. Then we grab our brush. And you see this one here, it gets right in. That's what I like about the brush, because of the curve. It's on the tire, it's getting the complete curve of the tire, and it's getting into the crevice as well. And then you just rinse that down. Okay, so now we've gone in and washed the actual car itself, as you can see there. And we've dried the car as well. Now we do the drying of the tire. So I use 2 separate cloths. One for the tire itself, one for the rim. Part of that is because if you look at this cloth, for example, which is what I use for tires, even if you clean the tire really well, sometimes you'll get grease or stuff that'll rub off the rubber of the tire itself and get on the cloth, and you don't want to put that onto the rim as well. So I'll use one cloth. I'll use specifically for the rim, for the tire, sorry. And then I'll use a separate cloth for the rim, the second one here. This one, as you can see, is much, much cleaner. Now I'll actually use 2 steps. So first I'm using this cloth to get the majority of the water off. Also using it to make sure I've got all the corners, edges, creases, everything. Now I'll grab a separate drying microfiber cloth, do my finish. That's with no waxes, nothing applied, ready to hit the road. All right, so that's it. rims are looking good, tires looking good, cars looking good, and you're looking all ready to hit the road. But like I said, this is a 7-part series, so what am I covering on the next stuff, right? Well, this is if you want to take your tires and rims to the next level. You want to get it cleaner, looking brighter, looking shinier. We're going to go through all that on the next, and we're going to start off by actually clay barring your rims. Something a lot of people don't think about. People don't even clay bar their car, which is fine. It's actually an extra thing to do, but what a difference it makes. And check out the next video so I can show you that's a simple process, but it's worth doing. Other than that, if you have any comments or anything to add, anything you saw that you could do differently that's better, because, not every process is the greatest, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe too. Help build up the channel so I can keep putting out good content. And if you do dislike, make sure to let me know why, just so that way I can make sure I'm making the content better. Like I said, this is just for you guys, right? Other than that, I'll see you on that video and all the future videos. Thank you very much for watching.